Alrighty, here we go with homework. We start on page 469, and I'm going to try today to write it out, see if you like that better. I know it was a question on the exit ticket, so I'm just going to try it out for today. And hopefully by next week I'll have a better setup without me having to hold my phone as I film. So, question number 1 says, half of the 48 pencils were sharpened. How many were not sharpened? What percent of the pencils were not sharpened? Draw a picture to solve the problem. So, this also tells us it's from Investigation 5 and Lesson 70. So we can look back at those. Lesson 70 tells us how we were drawing a picture. And I think Investigation 5 is dealing with these kinds of word problems. So if we're having trouble, go back to wherever these tell you to and try it there. And see if that helps you. So we write down our key information. Our key information is 48 pencils. So we have, I'm going to go down here, 48 pencils. They were sharpened. And half of the 48 pencils were sharpened. So we're going to divide it into half, and here's me drawing my picture, and I can easily do, this is 1/2, and this will be 1/2. Now, if I am dividing, I will put that 48 on top, so I'm going to do it right here, 2 into 48. So 2 goes into 4, 2 times, because 2 times 2 equals 4. And 4 subtracted from 4 is 0. Bring down that 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times, because 2 times 4 is 8. And 0, and you have no remainder. So half of 48 is 24. So 24 were sharpened, and 24 were not sharpened. So our answer there is, what percent of the pencils were not sharpened? Oh, sorry, not what percent. How many were not sharpened? 24. And if it's asking percentage, we got to think of half of 100. So some of you might be able to figure that out in your head, half of 100, or you could do the same thing, because percentage is always, always, always out of 100. So if you can do the math in your head, that's cool. I'm going to show it out for you guys. So we're going to divide 100 by 2. Sorry, I messed up a little bit there. So we go ahead and 2 goes into 10 5 times, because 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract it, you get 0. Bring down this 0. 2 goes into 0. 0 times 0 minus 0 is 0. So half of 100 is 50, which means 24 is 50% of 48. So this would be your answer. Alright, now we gotta turn the page, and I'm gonna oops, nope, I can't scooty. My bad. Actually, though. And I'm gonna try and move this so it's a little brighter. That's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Alright. And we're doing number 3 together. So, question 3 says, use this information to answers part A through C. So this is like what we learned yesterday. And this says 30 students are going on a field trip. Each car can hold 5 students. The field trip will cost each student $5. So there's all the information we're giving. A asks, how many cars are needed for the field trip? So, if each car can hold 5 students, and there are 30 students, so 30 is the biggest number we can get. So let's think, are we going to divide or multiply? Because we got kind of the each. So, if 30 students is the most we can have, and that's all we have, we can't go bigger. So then we must divide. So we're going to divide 30 by 5. So 5 goes on the outside, 30 goes on the inside, and you can just kind of count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, unless you know your multiplications off the top of your head. So 5 times 6 is 30, and 6 would be your answer. So how many cars do you need? A is 6 cars. Make sure you're labeling your stuff, because it could be, 6 people, 6 cats, who knows. Alright. B says altogether, keyword there, altogether, how much money will be needed? So, altogether, which is adding, but sometimes to add we need to multiply. So, each student costs $5. And there are how many students? 30. So that's our key bit of information. I'm going to write 30 there, and $5 for each. There's our key information for that. So we could think about it as, okay, here's one kid, he costs $5. 2 kids, he costs $5. 3, and so on and so on. And that's how we could think to add it up. But instead of doing that, we learned we can multiply. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 30, which we learned that 0, he can go chill out someplace. He's going to go visit a friend over here. And we can just do 5 times 3, which we know is 15. And then that 0 can make his way back to his friend's house and rejoin the group. So 5 times 30 is 150. So altogether, how much money will be needed? $150. You can write it like this, or you can write 50 with that decimal there. So this is your answer. Either way, it's fine. And sorry, that decimal looks like a little 0. Make sure we're putting in our decimals. I'm noticing on some of your homework, there's no decimals. You're just typing in numbers. Sometimes you're writing like 16 cents, which we never really write money like that unless we're making our own word problem. You can do 16 cents. That's how we've been writing it this whole time, so that's how I want you to continue writing your money, with that $, 0 point whatever, or $150.00. So make sure you're writing your money correctly. I'm not going to do number 5 with you, but let's read it and I'll give you a tip. So 1 gallon of water will be poured onto 4 quart bottles. How many, 1 gallon of water will be poured onto 1 quart bottles. How many 1 quart bottles will be filled? So I got you a lovely picture there. And this, which we've seen before, so here's for 5, and I'm going to try and make it as big as possible. We got our G for gallon. And then we have our Q's for quarts. And then we have P for pint, P for pint. Sorry about that. And pint. And then inside your pint you got cups. But here's your gallon. And how many quarts fit in a gallon? So there's your tip there. Hopefully that helps you on number 5. We're going to do number 12. Also, for future, you see how I'm kind of taking up all this space to do my math? So hopefully, see how it fits all nicely. I might take a lot of space, but it fits, pretty nicely. It's a good thing to remember when you're doing your math homework on lined paper. Alright, and number 12 over here is our lovely $100. $100. Oops. I'm going to rewrite that because I want to make it clearer. $100. And we're going to subtract 31.53. So try to write it nice and big and clear. sorry it keeps going kind of blurry. Hopefully that's not so annoying. I know we're just working with what we got. So we know that we can't subtract 3 from 0. So we got to turn that into a 10 and that into a 9. And we could think about this kind of as taking away from this whole thing, because these are all zeros. And we would have to, so this kind of is like 1,000 or $100, I guess. So we need to take one whole thing away. So to take one whole thing away, we're just going to turn these all into 9s, and this 0 goes away. So you take one whole thing away, one whole number away, and you're left with 999, which is kind of how that looks. If you have 1,000, which is kind of what this is, because you got 1, 0, 0, 0, take away 1, you're left with 999. So that's how that makes sense for that borrowing. Alright, so 3 subtracted from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, sorry about that, and 5 subtracted from 9 is 4, bring down that decimal, he goes right there, 1 subtracted from 9 is 8, and 3 subtracted from 9 is 6, and that went away, so we are left with $68.47 as our answer. Some of you, I'm noticing, I don't know if you're not doing the problems on paper or what, but some of you are just getting like a little bit off on some of these, adding and subtracting. So take your time, check your answers. How do you check your answer? Well, if I want to check this answer, I could just add it back up. So I could add 68.47 plus 31.53. 7 plus 3 is 10. 4 plus 5 plus 1 is 10. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. And 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I did do it right. So I know it takes extra time, but it's better to be right than done. So take the extra time if you need it. There's no rush. You got all day. What else could you be doing? I don't know. Video games aren't that important. Alright. Let's see. We're also doing number 22. Well, let's see up here. Number 22 is 274 divided by 4. So I'm going to put 4 on the outside, 274 on the inside, and 4 can't go into 2, so let's count by 4s and see how close we get to 27. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then we got 28, but we can't go ahead, we can't get bigger than 27, so it's got to be 24, which is 4 times 6 is 24. Now we go ahead and subtract 4 from 7, so 5, 6, 7, got 3. 2 subtracted from 2 is 0. Bring down this 4. 4 goes into 34. Let's count again by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Then we got 36, and it can't go above that 34, so we got to stick with that 32, which is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 2 subtracted from 4 is 2, so we have 68, remainder 2. Again, on these ones, be careful, take your time. You can check your answer still. You can just do 68 times 4. 4 times 8, we know is 32. Carry that 3. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 3 is... Sorry, 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 is 27. And then we take this remainder and we add it. So we add that 2. 7. So that's how you can check it. If you have a remainder, you're just going to add that. So check your work. Take that extra time, please. It's better you know how to do it than be struggling. So check your work. If you got it wrong after you check it, then ask me what happened. I'm happy to go over these problems with you guys. Happy to, whatever questions you're having problems with, ask me about them. Don't just save it for the exit ticket. Ask me while I'm online. I'm online for, 7 hours? Go ahead, ask. I got plenty of time. Alright, next we're doing, and last is 24. So, 24 over here says square root of 25. So square root of 25 times m is equal to 135. So there I have it, the square root of 25. So what times itself equals 25? That would be 5. So 5 times m equals 135. And sometimes you might see this the same as 5m equals 135. Those are the same thing. So to figure out m, we need to do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing. So those of you struggling with problems like this, you're going to do the opposite of what's going on here. So we are going to divide, and I'm going to put 5 on the outside, 135 on the inside. Now 5 can't go into 1, but 5 can go into 13. Without going over, we do 5, 10, and then it's 15, so we can't do that 15. So it is 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. And we're going to subtract 10 subtracted from 13 gives you 3. And bring down that 5. So 5 goes into 35. We can count by 5s. If we don't know our multiplications very well, we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7, because 5 times 7 equals 35. No remainder. So that's our answer. M equals 27. You can put the M equals. You don't have to. You can just put 27 when you fill it out, but that is your answer. Ask questions, please. I am here to help you. It's just like school, and I want to make sure you're understanding this. The math tests seem to be a struggle, so I want to make sure you're getting this math. So ask questions. Let me know what you're struggling with. We can set up an extra time to work on some math things. Let me know. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.